Welcome to From Beyond The Paign, an Illinois basketball podcast. I'm Cody. Follow me on Twitter at Cody_CHGO and on TikTok. Illinois loses 90-89. This turned into a therapy session when I did not expect it to be a therapy session. I'm actually in shock. I'm still in shock, actually. The anger hasn't hit me yet. Does that make sense? Obviously I'm not happy, but I can't believe what I just watched. That's how I'm starting the show. I don't really know what I just watched. This one ranks up there in terms of really bad losses. It's really bad. So bad that I feel like all I can do is laugh. Again, I do believe at some point I'm going to hit the angry phase. And maybe that'll happen here in the next, 40 minutes. But I'm still in shock. Maybe as we go through this game, my angry phase will arrive. Anyway, welcome. If you're on YouTube, please hit the like button. Hit that subscribe button if you're new here. The like button helps other Illinois fans who might not know about the show find the podcast. So you guys would be helping other people who are like you, who are probably pissed off and need someone to yell at right now. I am big enough to let you yell at me right now. Credit to me. So, please do that. I'd really appreciate it, trying to get to 500 subscribers before the end of college basketball season. And that number might slow down, or it might really increase if everyone just wants to come here and yell for the next month, because holy shit, did I not expect this tonight? Especially at halftime, I didn't expect this. I felt like Illinois got control of the game going into half. It felt like the start of the second half was solid. There was plenty to complain about if you're thinking long term, but you felt like Illinois was going to Penn State to play in their high school gym and, was going to pull out a win somehow, some way, just based off the talent alone. Yeah, that didn't happen. Oh my God. Yeah. This one, I will say this. This one ranks up there as the worst loss of the year. I didn't think it could get any worse than the loss to Maryland, but they said, hold my beer in 2 months and we'll figure it out, brother. All right. That's what they did. God, 90-80. You gave up 90 points. 90 points. Come on, let me emphasize that. 90 points. It's so ridiculous that you gave up 90 points to Penn State. You gave up 90 points to Penn State. Put everything that happened the last 2.5 minutes aside. Put it all aside. You gave up 90 points to Penn State. I can't comprehend. You gave up 90 points to Penn State. 90, folks. Penn State. Going into this game, Penn State was 13-13 and 6-9. Nice. In the Big Ten. 6-9 in the Big Ten, 13-13 overall. They're coming off getting blown out by Nebraska, in which they scored 49 points in that game. They scored 49 points in the game before against Nebraska. They lost the game before that at home to Michigan State. They lost the game before that to Northwestern by 5. So they had lost 3 in a row. They beat Iowa. Their last win was against Iowa at home on February 8th. Is this like when John Rothstein sends that tweet like blah, 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 anarchy, or whatever? Nope, just college basketball. Like, is this that? Is it not supposed to make sense? I don't know. And if you're listening on Spotify, like, I'm moving my hands in all these different directions because I'm speechless. I got nothing for you guys. I got nothing, brother. I got nothing. Like, it's absolutely embarrassing. Embarrassing. You know what? For the last 4-5 years, as a Chicago sports fan, Illinois has been the only thing, quite literally, the only thing that gives me any sort of happiness. And that's fucking sad because they haven't got to a Sweet 16 since I was a freshman in high school and I'm 32 years old. But over this time span, over the last 5 years, Illinois has been the only thing that's given me any kind of happiness. And tonight, they gave me that reminder of, we can always fuck up your life too, brother. That is what they did tonight. That is what this is what they reminded me, that we can't have nice things. We can't have. You're right, Dingus McCracken in the chat. We can't have nice things, brother. We can't. There's no such thing as having nice things. No. We can't. No. We can't have nice things. We can't have nice things. Absolutely not. Caitlin, embarrassing. You're right. It's fucking embarrassing, sister. It's fucking embarrassing. I got no one to defend tonight. I know everyone's going to scream to fire Brad. I know everyone's going to scream about Coleman Hawkins. And you know what? Fuck it. Go off, king and queens. Go ahead. Go off. I mean, what can I say to defend tonight's loss? There's nothing I can say. This is as bad of a loss in a long time, man. I mean, this probably goes back to December last year, maybe, as it ranks in terms of bad losses then. Like when you lost to Penn State last December, when you lost to Northwestern last December. That Northwestern team ended up being better than anyone really thought. Okay, but I mean, shit. This roster of Illinois has is so much better than that team. I mean, the Io DeSumo teams, they didn't do anything like this. They didn't do anything like this, man. They didn't do anything like this. And what sucks is that Terrence Shannon Jr. had a great game. He had a new career high. It wasn't his fault they fucking lost the game. But when you turn it over 18 times and you give up 90 points. Oh my God. How many times do I have to see Justin Harmon get beat on a back cut, bro? How many times do I have to see us turn the ball over in the back court? Like, I don't know, man. I don't know. You want a spin zone? I don't got a spin zone for you. I really don't. This was just a bad fucking loss. And at the end of the day, I hope it's an outlier of some sorts when we get to March. And when we think about this game, we're thinking about, man, that feels like a long time ago. This team has really grown. Maybe this is a loss that they needed. I hope that they needed some sort of loss like this for them to realize that, hey, perhaps we should play defense. Yeah? Fuck, brother. I don't know, man. I don't know. With a minute and 17 left in the game, Illinois had a 91% chance of winning the game. It was 87-82. Again. Or no, it was 89-82. Sorry, I can't read. A minute 17 left in the game. It was 89-82. 92%, guys. 92%. It's so unbelievable that all I could do was kind of just laugh about it. All right, let's go over the last 2 minutes. Brad Underwood, I listened to his short post-game presser, which was literally like, it was maybe 5 minutes. And you know what, Brad, it really wouldn't have mattered what you said. We're all going to be pissed. I will give you credit for this, though. Not only did you give Penn State credit for sticking around, but you definitely criticized the defense. And to me, that's the biggest reason you lost the game. Sure, execution in the final 2.5 minutes was awful. But I swear to you, if Illinois is going to the Sweet 16, Elite 8, dreaming about the Final Four, you can't give up 90 goddamn points to Penn fucking State. You just can't, man. And I'm sorry for yelling. I'm not sorry for yelling, but I am sorry for all the cursing. But this is ridiculous, man. This is fucking ridiculous. Fucking ridiculous. All right. 2:30, 2 minutes and 30 seconds to go. Terrence Shannon Jr. makes a layup. All right. He gets an and one. Makes it 87-77. So with 2 minutes and 30 seconds to go, you're up 10. You're up double digits with 2 minutes and 30 seconds. All right? I'm sorry. I'm in the process of anger and laughing at just how ridiculous this is. It took 10 seconds for Penn State to score. Zach hits a jumper. Next possession, Luke Goody. I think it was, Illinois broke the press pretty easily, and it ended up getting Luke Goody a wide open three, which he hit a few tonight, right? So I didn't hate the shot, but he misses it. Penn State comes down. Not even. Okay, that's a lie. They get the defensive rebound. They hit a shot with 1 minute and 50 seconds. So not even 20 seconds come off the clock. They hit a three, 87-82. Zach hits again. Illinois' next possession leads to Marcus Damask. He draws a foul. He shoots 2 free throws. 89-82. That was with 1 minute and 17 to go. It's 89-82. Again, with 1 minute and 17 to go. Ace Baldwin comes down. Next possession, missed 3. TSJ gets the rebound. He takes a jumper with 40 seconds to go. He misses. Penn State gets the rebound. And again, this was with 40 seconds that he misses that jumper. And within 5 seconds, Penn State's hitting the three. So they got that ball and they were out for the races. I believe it was a long rebound anyway, so it helped them. But Jameel Brown, huge 3-point jumper with 35 seconds, makes it 89-85. Then this is where it gets fucked up, all right? They have trouble getting the ball in. They end up having to call multiple timeouts. Oh, no, this is after. But 30 seconds to go, TSJ turns it over. So when I say that it's not his fault that they lost, at the end, sure. But again, you shouldn't have give up 90 points to fucking Penn State. I digress. Jameel Brown gets a steal off the turnover from Terrence Shannon with 30 seconds. Puff Johnson hits a layup. Then Illinois has trouble getting the ball in. They end up having to call consecutive timeouts. They get the ball into Damas the second time, and he ends up having to call a timeout. Eventually, after the timeout, they get the ball past half court. Coleman Hawkins gets fouled, and then he misses both free throws. Death, taxes, and these goddamn college basketball players missing free throws. It's just, it's a tale as old as time, folks. It's a tale as old as time. Penn State gets the rebound with 16 seconds. And then, of course, Zach Hicks gets around a screen at the three-point line, takes a three, and who fouls him but Coleman Hawkins as he takes the three with like 3 seconds to go. 3 seconds. You're up by 2. You're still winning. You're still winning. And he fouls him. He fouls him. What, like the most obvious thing you're not supposed to ever do. He fouls Zach Hicks. He hits all 3 free throws. Illinois has no timeouts because they couldn't get the ball in 30 seconds earlier. They somehow get the ball to Harmon, and he drives. And honestly, he had a really good look. There's plenty of reasons that he deserves some blame in this loss tonight, but he got a good look. He just missed it. Again, they were up 10 points with 2 minutes and 30 seconds to go, bro. This team just did not defend tonight at all. At all. And to me, that is the reason they lost. Ty Rodgers got in foul trouble. He had 4 fouls with like 8 minutes to go. I don't think he came back in. Should we be angry about it? He played 16 minutes. 16 minutes. I thought DGL played some good minutes in the first half. I thought Hansberry played some good minutes in the first half. There had to be a better defensive lineup at the end of this game because offensively you were either going to Damas or Terrence. And we just did not defend at the end of this game, on top of turning the ball over and just not even being able to freaking get the ball past half court, freaking turning it over in the backcourt. Terrence Shannon, that turnover. And you know what makes it even more frustrating, folks, is that this team is old. Like it's not a John Calipari like bunch of freshmen out there trying to learn how to play together. Like this team is old. They're old. They should know, this team should not be blowing leads like this, dude. Absolutely should not be blowing leads like this. They almost did it against Maryland. They did do it against Michigan State. Remember, they led against Michigan State, 7 minutes to go. Blow the lead, they lose on the road. What is up with, I understand it's hard to win in the Big Ten, especially on the road. It's not just Illinois. It's everyone across the conference. Shit, Purdue just lost at Ohio State on Sunday. I know. We all know. Should I give these other teams more credit? In this case, I can't. Illinois is better than Penn State. They're better than Penn State. The talent on the floor for Illinois tonight was clearly better than Penn State's. They just decided that they weren't going to defend tonight. How many times am I going to have to watch this team let someone back cut and get a layup? Like, it's easy shit that in past years, Brad Underwood teams, they have always defended. If there's anything a Brad Underwood team has consistently done over the course of his tenure, it's defend. They have always defended. Now it's like the offense is at its peak that I have ever seen in the Underwood era, but the defense, I mean, what happened to the defense we saw in December? Like, why, what happened? Is it because, should I give the Big Ten more credit? Should I question certain players? Should I question the lineups that Brad Underwood's putting out there in crunch time, the final 10 minutes? I think all of those questions, or all those things I just said, deserve to be questioned. Quincy Guerrier, 15 minutes tonight, 3 fouls. Ty Rodgers, again, 16 minutes. Goody, okay, you're out there. You hit 3 threes tonight. Fine. When he's hitting the shots, he can be out there. But did he need to be out there at the end when we know he's a defensive liability? Justin Harmon, again, even Brad Underwood said it in his own presser that he had like 3 or 4 different people back cut against him, and he got fooled. Like, it just can't happen on the road, man. It just can't happen. I thought in the first half, the defense was clearly awful, but your talent on the offensive end of the floor was going to win you the game tonight. And you know what? I would have been fine with it because it's a road game. Penn State, it's almost just like Maryland. They're like your kryptonite. They lost 3 times to Penn State last year. That said, Pickett is not on Penn State's team anymore, and neither is the coach from last year for Penn State. I like Mike Rhodes. He did a really good job at VCU. I think he's going to do some good things there. It's not that I don't respect Penn State at all, but you're clearly better than Penn State. They're clearly better than Penn State, and to lose this game, to literally hand it to them, they might as well put a nice little bow on top of it and give it to them. Here at the end, like towards the end of February, it is alarming, folks. It's alarming. If this was a January game, maybe a late December game, whatever, one of those random Big Ten games you play in December like they played Penn State last year, I probably wouldn't be so fired up at this point now. But it's February 21st, brother. On top of the fact that Purdue lost to Ohio State, it opened up the idea of maybe winning the Big Ten. Not that I cared that much, but you just gave it back to, like, it's just, what is it that like parents say to their kids? Like, I'm not mad, I'm just disappointed. However, I am mad. But when I wake up tomorrow and I get ready and I go and I go to O'Hare to get on a plane to go out to Arizona for Cub spring training, I'm going to be thinking about how I'm just disappointed, because at that point I'll reach that phase. By that time, I know that I will be in just the disappointed phase. That's where I'll be by then. Right now, everyone in this YouTube chat is angry. I've reached basically the angry mode on top of the shocked mode. Like, it's a combination. But, bro, like, I'm not, like, I know when I think about this game, it's just like, I'm not mad. I'm just disappointed. You're better than this. You're better than this. You have too much talent to lose like this on the road. Too much talent. And everyone in that locker room knows that too. So I'm interested. I'm already at a point where I'm interested in what's going to happen on Saturday at home against Iowa, your rival. All right. Let's go to the YouTube chat. Let's start at the top. Z Paulson. There goes the Big Ten. I'm depressed. Same, brother. Victor. Didn't think today would be a therapy session. Yeah. Who would have thought? This is worse than the Loyola loss. I don't know about that, but it sure feels like it in the moment, right? JT. My blood is still boiling. This is one of the worst losses I can remember. Yeah, it's definitely, this ranks number one for the entire season, man. I mean, I didn't think it could get worse than Maryland. At least against Maryland, you didn't have Terrence Shannon. Now you have a full, healthy roster, and to lose like this on the road, it's one of the worst losses in some time. Yes. Caitlin, I went into a Kim test and with us up by 15, and I get out and we lost. Oof. Yeah. Tough scene. Victor, just think about how the game cost us a shot at the Big Ten championship, Cody. Oh, I think that's what his reaction to me saying that I'm not angry yet. Yeah. I mean, I got there eventually, Victor. Dingus McCracken, a hell of a name, continuously makes me laugh. I needed that just to read it. I am beside myself with anger. Just put it on my tombstone. That's basically what it is being a sports fan, man. Just angry all the time. Victor, defensively, they aren't locked in at all. Harmon gave up several open layups on back cuts. I mean, how is Justin Harmon in this game for 24 minutes? I mean, at least with Goody, he hit a couple threes, right? What did Harmon do in this game, man? Okay, 4 assists, 4 rebounds. But he was awful on the defensive end tonight, man. Awful. I don't care how many I don't care how many minutes that Ty Rodgers wasn't in this game or how many fouls he had. I mean, I don't care how many fouls Ty Rodgers had. He should have been in there in those final 2.5 minutes, man. And I'm pretty sure he wasn't. Correct me if I'm wrong on that. JT, the scary thing is we have to play Iowa on Saturday, and Iowa's playing well. Yeah, they beat Wisconsin at home in overtime, and I believe they beat Michigan State on the road. Yeah. Dingus McCracken, this was not just college basketball. This was an atrocity. Yeah. If you could, that meme of the dumpster with the dumpster fire going down and like the flood, the stream, that's what Illinois was tonight. Joe, Brad Underwood is an awful in-game head coach. Awful, just awful. I fear you, man. I feel you. Jake, they needed a gut punch loss like this. They were getting too cocky. They needed to be humbled. Hey, if that's the spin zone, I'll take it, man. I hope so. I hope this is what they needed. I sure as hell didn't need this. Talk about Hawkins' bad mojo for trolling Maryland by wearing the t-shirt giveaway on the plane ride home. You're not wrong. You're not wrong, Victor. And listen, man, I think I was listening to Sleepers the other day, and I know my guy Greg, who we follow each other on Twitter, and I think he's a great dude. We've DM'd a little bit. I don't know him personally or anything, but he got one mistake wrong, and all of the Illini Twitter went after him. Whatever, it is what it is. But whenever he apologized, he did acknowledge the fact that when Illinois won the Big Ten in his sophomore year, he definitely had a bigger role. But when they won the Big Ten tournament his freshman year, he barely played. Two-time champion. I give him more credit for the sophomore year for sure. He definitely had a bigger role that year. But as we know, it's not like the role he has now where he is a main focus, right? So I say all that to say that I love what Coleman Hawkins is for college basketball. I love that he brings this sort of flair and he interacts with people on social media and he trolls Maryland, whatever, even though Maryland isn't good. Hell, he sent a funny ass GIF whenever Purdue lost to whoever after they played Illinois, right? I want to say it was Nebraska. He's going to do what he does. And you know what? I could care less what athletes are doing, what's saying or tweeting on social media. I really could care less. Let people be who they are. That said, when you do that, you just got to know, man, that like when things don't go well and you're a big reason to why, you're going to get a lot of slander. You're going to get a lot of slander whenever you don't show up. And he didn't show up, man. Not in those last 2 minutes. If he hits those 2 free throws, Illinois wins the game, man. All you had to do is hit the 2 free throws. Illinois wins the game if he hits the 2 free throws. He didn't have a good game. 9 points, 5 rebounds, 1 assist, 1 steal, 1 block. 3 of 11 from the field. All 3 of them were 3-pointers. He couldn't get anything going, inside the 3-point line. He had a couple drives. He turned the ball over 5 fucking times. Multiple ones were just, him not being able to hold on the ball, like just ball getting, just giving the ball away, basically. Like it was a very not normal Coleman Hawkins game, right? Maybe he needed to be humbled, right? With the whole trolling, but thanks to the guys at Sleepers, he changes his profile picture. He does this whole thing with Maryland, whatever. Like, again, I already explained why I don't really care in the grand scheme of him doing that shit, but there are always consequences, right? There are always consequences. I don't think the whole thing about him and his reputation and all these, I think all that's bullshit. And people who are saying that are just very, very old school, traditional, and they just need to shut up. Be who you are, brother. Be who you are. That said, you're opening up a can of worms for whenever shit like this happens. That's just a fact of the matter. All right. So yeah, you're right, Victor. It was bad karma. It was bad karma. And I'm hoping that he bounces back. But tonight, not his best night. And honestly, I hope he stays off Twitter until after Saturday when they murder Iowa. Please. This felt like the Marquette loss when Kofi was suspended. Oh my God, yeah. They turned the ball over 20 plus times against Marquette in that game. I was at that game. It was fucking brutal. Matt Painter's second chin. Cody, everything is going to be fine. Don't do anything stupid. People love you. I'm going to get on an airplane tomorrow and go to Arizona, enjoy the 80-degree weather, and watch my favorite baseball team for 5 straight days. I will be okay, but man, does this team make me want to fucking pull my hair out sometimes. Dingus McCracken, I'm normally a big fan of Coleman Hawkins, but tonight he made some really poor decisions. Yeah, man. Bootzilla, what a name. Please get a point guard or 2 next year, Brad. I mean, yeah, not having a point guard definitely showed tonight, right? Definitely showed tonight. As much as I'm okay that Jaden Epps is gone. Could have used him. Just the fact that he's a point guard, right? Just, even though I don't care that Sky Clark is gone. Could have used him, you just a point guard, someone who can handle the ball and get it across half court. Yeah. Matt brings up a good point. Penn State dismissed their best player right before the game, too. I thought they had played a few games without him. Someone clarify with that to me. I thought they did. All right. Let's see. There's a lot of slander for Hawkins in the chat. And honestly, I don't blame y'all. Check it out. 7 up and down all season, handing out Quavo wins like lollipops. Yep. You're not wrong. Underwood is not that guy, says Matt Painter's second chin. I'm not arguing it tonight, man. Sure. If this loss is for the people with an agenda who care more about, getting Brad Underwood out of the program than winning, fine. Y'all get a W tonight. Let's see. Justin Harmon is an awful defender. Yeah, tonight he definitely was with all those back cuts. Victor, really concerned with the late game execution. Starting to see a trend looking back at Michigan State, Nebraska, and today. Got lucky to hold on and beat Nebraska at home. You're right. Absolutely right. The thing is that like this trend wasn't something we saw in December, and hell, it wasn't even really a thing in January. It's been this month. It's been this month, essentially. Why is it happening? Make it make sense. There's your spin zone, Matt Painter, second chin. I know this is bad, but at least we are in Indiana. I did bet Nebraska tonight. Last I checked, they're up by double digits. Let's see what else. I'm trying to get all your comments in, guys. I appreciate y'all for hanging out. Jeff Kuhn, lifelong fan all the way from over here in Ohio, and have seen this Illinois gut punch entirely too many times. Justin Harmon should never be allowed to inbound ever again. Second game that him inbounding a ball has led to some bullshit, and this time it led to a loss. The Nebraska game, he inbounded the ball late in that last minute. Thankfully, Illinois got bailed out by Damask getting a foul call and hitting some free throws, right? And that won them the game. Didn't get a foul call tonight on Harmon's drive at the very end, right? And he's old too, man. He's old. Like it's just these little things like this. Like, again, this team is old. They're old. Make it make sense. Spurgeon Cub fan. Don't apologize. You have every reason to be pissed off. And you guys have every reason to have doubts in Brad Underwood and Coleman Hawkins and all of them tonight. I'm not even arguing with you guys about it. Check it out. 7. They do have several obvious defects. No point guard, ball inbounds issue, no stops when we need them. See, they got stops against Maryland when they needed them, right? I felt like they against Maryland did, and Maryland's been their kryptonite. And I thought the defense at Michigan against Michigan, even though it's Michigan, thought the defense took a nice step against them. So for 2 consecutive games, I thought the defense took steps forward. And then it does this against a bad Penn State team. It's like kind of like what I said after they beat Michigan, right? Where I was like, sure, they gave up a ton of points in the paint, but they played really well defensively that night for the most part. Tonight, against Penn State, they gave up 48 points in the paint to Penn State. They lost 48-44 on points in the paint. Illinois hit more threes than Penn State by 1, but you allowed them to shoot 53%. And you turned it over again 18 times. Penn State turned it over 6. Victor, Underwood really needs to work on inbounds plays and press break. Can't believe we had Harmon inbounding the ball after he almost blew the Nebraska game. Needed to beat the press by passing without a true point guard. Yeah, I kind of have said that. All right. Roy, we got VCU today by Rhodes. Yeah. Yeah, we did. We absolutely did. Roy, Cody, take a mental health day tomorrow. Thank me later. Again, I'll be getting on a plane tomorrow to go to Arizona. I'm gonna need tomorrow. I definitely am. Yeah. Okay. So I am at this point of whatever. It is what it is. They lost. There's no excuse. There's absolutely no excuse. So it's a bad loss, and I'm already ready to see if this team's going to bounce back or not. That's where we're at. Nick in the chat. Cody, did you see the Cubs tweet? I did not see the Cubs tweet. If they sign Bellinger, you let me know so I can get off here. Anyway, when I look at the box score, just to go over this as quickly as possible. Now I've been doing this for about 40 minutes. Again, Guerrier, 15 minutes. Ty Rogers, 16. I know he had 4 fouls, and he came out with like 8 minutes to go. But not bringing him back into the game doesn't make any sense to me. Whenever Terrence Shannon was doing whatever he wanted, whenever Marcus Damask was doing whatever he wanted, right? I think this goes back to the Michigan State game. And I thought Brad Underwood learned from that because Ty Rodgers was in at the end of the game against Maryland. Would have liked to see more minutes from Danger tonight. He played 2 minutes. And when he went out there, first possession, he's out there. He missed it, but I like him getting that jump hook, right? Hell, he hit 2 free throws. I understand Danger doesn't fit the system they want to play. They want to play fast. They want to jack up threes. I get it. But like, are they because of just being tired? Is this why it's happening? Because they're exhausted? Like, you look like they played 5 guys off the bench tonight, but 2 of them played 20 plus minutes. Like, so that means that 3 guys in the starting lineup played more than 30 minutes each. Like, I don't know. Like, are they just 7 deep? Is that it? Like, that's not going to get you far in March. It's not going to get you far in March if you can't play more than 2 guys off the bench consistently and give them more leash. And I've been complaining about this all year. That said, I did like Gibbs, Lawhorn, and Hansberry getting 6 minutes each. Each of them getting 6. That's fine with me. For the roles that they are, that's fine. But Danger getting 2 minutes, I don't like. Especially when you get into the nitty-gritty, the end. Like, there was a stretch there, even before those last 2 minutes, where Illinois was struggling to score. It felt like Penn State was just kind of hanging around, whatever. Dude, Danger could have bodied any of those guys up and given you some solid minutes. He's shown to be able to do that before. I feel like he should have been in the game more. Not only not for defense, but for offense at the very least. You scored 89 points, whatever, but I feel like him setting that tone inside would have been beneficial during those few stretches where I felt like they were struggling to score. They were struggling to score. I remember Coleman hitting one of his 3 threes, and you felt like, okay, Illinois is going to finish this off. And then they didn't, right? But before Coleman hit that 3, there was a stretch there where I felt like they were struggling to score, which was allowing Penn State to hang around because you couldn't trust them on defense. Whatever. It is what it is, man. I give all the credit to Penn State. Again, I think Mike Rhodes is a good coach. He was great at VCU, and I think he'll be great at Penn State in the future. Kern had a hell of a game tonight. They had 5 guys in double figures. It wasn't just one guy for them, but Kern was the guy. 10 of 17 from the field, 22 points. I give him all the credit. So that's what I got, guys. So I guess to end this, how do I feel about our tournament chances? I don't feel any different. I'm still questioning if we're a Sweet 16 team. I'm still questioning if they can even get to a second weekend. And at this point, I feel like I shouldn't have to. I said at the end of January that by the end of February, I want to feel like pretty confident that they're at least a second weekend team. And at this point, I don't feel it. I hope they prove me wrong. I hope they do. I think they can win a game, but how are they going to do in the round of 32? If they get a 4 seed, have to play a 5 seed in that second round, right? Hell, with the way that they lost tonight, they could easily lose to a double-digit seed. But at this point, with this loss, I don't see them getting any higher than a 3 seed. And I thought if they were able to win the games they're supposed to win and then perhaps beat Purdue, they could get maybe get a 2 seed. But at this point, they're a 3 seed, and we'll see what happens. At this point, I think they're a 4 seed. We'll see what happens. I hope they change my mind. All right. Anyway, that's all I got, guys. They got Iowa on Saturday. I'll be in Arizona. I'm not going to be able to do a podcast. Maybe I'll record a video or something and put it up on my YouTube channel. But I doubt I'll be able to do like a live post game pod. I could be wrong. If so, hit that subscribe button. You'll get that notification when I go live. But at this point, I don't think I'll be able to go live for the game against Iowa, which sucks because it's a rivalry game, and I'm going to be following it. I just don't know how busy I'm going to be on Saturday. I think they play in the late afternoon. The Cubs play a day game, so like it's not looking it's not looking good for me to be available. So, yeah. I will try and do some sort of recap or something this weekend, but at this point, probably won't be able to go live on Saturday. But I hope you all, if you're going to the game, have fun. I appreciate y'all for hanging out tonight and going through this, dealing with all my yelling. I know some people it doesn't exactly rub them the right way sometimes, and I'm trying to be understanding to everyone that it's not for everyone, but this is a bad loss and it's unacceptable. Not for where we're at in the program in the Brad Underwood era. It's just not acceptable, man. Absolutely isn't acceptable. So I hope that they bounce back. That's my spin zone, is that I hope they bounce back. And if they bounce back at home against an Iowa team that's playing well, then I feel like we might feel better going into next week. But when you think about tournament seeding and stuff, this loss is definitely going to loom large, in my opinion. They could have easily, perhaps, been able to get a 2 seed. I think they're a 3 seed at best now, and that is what it is. It is what it is. I guess 10 years ago, I would have dreamed of getting a 3 or a 4 seed, right? But expectations are higher, right? I think that's fair to say, too. Expectations are higher than they were 10 years ago, 5 years ago. And we have to play it as if, So again, I don't blame y'all for being for yelling about Brad tonight, about Coleman, whatever. It makes I'm not holding it against you. Y'all can. We'll see how things go. But I personally think Brad's going to be here no matter what. But Coleman, I hope he learns from this. I hope this is a learning experience for all of them. So, all right. Again, hit that subscribe button, hit the like button on your way out if you like the show. If you can't always listen or watch on YouTube, the link to Spotify, I believe, is in my description. If it's not, just go on Spotify and search From Beyond The Paign. Again, I'll try and have something over the weekend. I appreciate y'all for your support. It means a lot. We've had a lot of fun through this year for the most part, except for tonight. But when we have moments like this, we come here and we scream about it, or I scream about it, and you guys are probably screaming with me from your side of the computer, right? So, again, appreciate y'all support. I'll see y'all I'll see y'all next week, most likely when I'm live. But until then, ILL.